Hi, Soulful Seekers. How are you? I haven't done something like this in a while, so I thought I'd do a collective reading. The reasons being, you've probably seen the post as well, and it's about worms. I should have put the picture of the worms on here, shouldn't I, really? But never mind, we're here now. So, the dream. I had a dream. And it just felt meaningful, and it did feel like it was relevant to what is happening in the world right now with all the news, etc., yeah. But it was right. So let's start at the beginning I'll just go through a quick brief of what I remember about the dream. So I was at my old house, so my own property, and it was in the garden. And there was like huts, like tents or whatever it was, built around these things. And there was a bubble going up on the surface, and there was like a load of water, right? So we had to move these these things out from under it because it was getting wet. When we moved it, all of a sudden, all these worms come up. Now, one of the ladies, I didn't recognise her in the dream, but one of the ladies is like, oh, that's just gross. And the water stank. She went, oh, that stinks. And I went, no, this is magical. This is magical. There's a purpose behind it. So this is great. So for you gardeners out there, the green fingers, I'm not a green finger. I end up killing plants. Yeah, probably don't. I either overwater them or whatever. If you hear shouting and screaming, it's kids playing outside, so just bear with. Anyway, I woke up, I thought, what the hell? That's weird. But for you green fingers out there, you know that worms are a great source to break down things underneath the earth and bring nutrients into the soil. And because the worms was coming up to the surface, and they normally, when it's raining, they do come up to the surface, don't they? So I was like, oh my God, I got to do a tarot reading on this for the collective, because to me is like the lady who was like, oh my God, that stinks, that's gross, that's disgusting. It's like there is disgusting stuff going on that's coming up to the surface, yeah? But underneath that we are not seeing at the moment is the nutrients that, the nutrients, the best out of this situation that is stinky right now, putting it politely, right? So I was like, well, what deck should I do? For this, I'm not going to do about the dream terminology because I think I've got the ideal of the dream anyway, but I think how we can use this in our lives while all this stinky stuff, this horrible, gooey, yucky stuff is coming to the surface. What can we do about it as a collective in our own lives? You can take it personally, you can take it for your own personal, perspective, like in your life if it resonates with you, or let's just like look at it as like a collective of like what the news is coming up. And although it's awful circumstances, and my heart goes out to everyone that is suffering at the moment, losing homes, etc., loads of stuff that's going on, hopefully there's going to be some good from this terminology of this dream. So I thought I'd do the Green Witch Tarot. And one of my favourites is the Green Witch Oracle deck. I do love this deck, and I thought we want something earthy, don't we? We want something that's going to ground us, because we're looking at the soil, the what grounds us, yeah? Not actually what's going on the surface level. So I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to just go with it. I've cleansed, done the decks. We'll ring the bell. I forgot to do that. Normally I do that to cleanse the area. And then we're going to do an open prayer from my hair. I call upon the divine light to infuse this session with wisdom and truth. As we delve into these cards, may the insights revealed bring understanding and clarity to the situation at hand. For all who are present and tuning in, grant us your guidance and protection as we commence this reading. Allow every message to serve its highest purpose. And so it is. I'm going to put that there so I remember to do a closing. So, for the collective, we're going to pull some cards. You know me. If you know me for now, if you followed me for some time, by the way, my name is Carrie Ann. So just to say, I'm your intuitive reader. I read the cards. I read the interpretation and the meaning of the cards, as well as if I get insights or anything that comes in, I will give it out, and I'm going to be doing more of that. I'm not going to be holding back like I have done in the past. So we're not going to do that. So that's my thing. So we're going to do the present. Right. Oh, look at that. Our personal power. That makes sense. So much sense. And the wild hunt. The breakdown on things. Okay, so the present, what we're facing. Well, come on. It's all saying in the news, isn't it? This is the Ace of Swords is about clarity. What's you can see, you got the vision, you can see what's going on. Yeah. So here we are, we're in this present. What we're facing now is the clarity of all of it. It's almost like we've got our Google glasses off, the tinted glasses terminology. Yeah. So this is what we're facing now. This is, it's causing an uproar. It's like, it's adding like, you got the cloudiness there, although now we're seeing the light of the situation and how things has occurred in the public eye, or in your life. But whatever it is, this clarity, whatever this is for you and what it means for you, if I was doing it as a collective, as a personal reading to you, you got the clarity now. This is what you're facing. Now, not always it's comfortable, it's not always that, we don't always want to see it, and in the news and that, this is what is happening. So let go and forgive. Change. This is the wheel of the year. I'm not a witch. I don't understand the terminology of it. If you follow the Green Witch, the things, put your comments down below to explain that so we know what that means. But I know from the tarot, it's the wheel of change. Things are turning. It had to change. It had to change. And we got to come from an element of forgiveness here. Not through the the people that's caused this, more the case of like, this had to come to the surface. Those changes had to come. And although it may be very painful to see right now, and it's really affecting society and the world as we know it, these changes occur for a purpose and a purpose alone. So we can't put it's really interesting because when I done the reading, for Jay-Z, very similar sort of grounds. We got, this is about accountability, taking the accountability. Although that card's not about accountability, but it's they have to take the accountability. So this change needs to happen for that accountability to come into fruition. Yeah. So the let go and forgive. I will put more these cards down. Actually, I might do it as I go along because that may help. So give me more insight on these two meaningful cards. Carnelian, energy, leadership and creativity. I need to change my sorry table and try to get organized, and it's just not happening, is it? So we've got, for the first card, is energy, leadership, and creativity. So this again, it's the leadership. It had to be done to protect the innocent, so for other things not to come in. And if you look, when we got solutions and prioritizing, we've got the Tower card. So that condensates this, that we need to let go and forgive for these changes that's happening, although it's causing a created whirlwind for us right now. This is the solution to it. This needs to break down before change can enter and before we can let go and forgive as well. You look at the bird there flying high, very similar to the air sign here, the air of Ace, which is like a beginning of the clarity that's happened and the changes that's happened. And really, in hindsight, I need to change this over to not to make it fit, but this is a future aspect. This is about prioritizing. We needed to prioritize these changes that's happening here, bringing that clarity to the surface. So this was a spiritual thing that was going to happen, Our personal attitude to it, and then obviously, energy and leadership. So this is going to bring leadership and creativity for all. It's going to help. It's going to help bring balance of the foundations. I'm not sure. I know about Carnelian. I know but it's such a long time, and I've really done crystal therapy and stuff, which is annoying. I know it's about creativity and that. I will put in the comments what Carnelian actually means for healing, for the healing side of it all here. For our personal growth, we got the 8 of Pentacles. While this is going forward, we can build back up. We can get back into our own personal goals and actions here. 8 of Pentacles is about skills, building up the skills, building up our empires of what we want, what we thrive for, on a physical level. Think of earthbound stuff, right? This is a money card. So this is like something, that we can start building up on. Maybe with all this information that we've got, we're more wiser now, and it's now we can sort of conjure, now this is not what we want to go for. This is helping us build more of a stronger foundation for the future. Yeah. Maybe as a whole collective or in your personal life. I'll let you decide, how it resonates with you. Yeah. Here we've got the Queen of Swords. So we're looking at the future of the lead-in. She's the truth teller. She don't take no messing. She says it as it is. Yeah. She cuts through the crap, the ball game the games that people play to try and hide what is actually going on here. Yeah. She don't take no thing. So we're going to have some leadership role changes in the collectives. Maybe we're in governments as well, where there's going to be more of people wanting this dynamics of fairness, legally matters. I know if there was a King of Swords, it would definitely be legal people, but she's the start of something. She's the start of something where she cuts through. Enough is enough. No more is happening here. So tell me more about the Queen of Athames. Queen of Swords for the future. For the future. Emperor card. Look, taking the lead, leadership, which we had here too. So there's strong indicational cards. Yeah. So feminine energy is coming in strong. And to be honest, when I've done spreads of late, that has been coming strong in my cards about feminine energy. No longer a victim, no longer they're taking the lead in their own game. So we're learning from the mistakes that was made in the past. Two of Swords, separation, a separation where the divide is happening. So you're going to see people walking away from governments that no longer suits them anymore. Where they're feeling that this is all a game, this is all a play, we're being played here, we're going to seek the truth. They're coming in stronger, they're putting the divide in there. 8 of Wands is and they're going to spill the beans. They're going to move fast. So I'm going to be seeing new governments forming for 2026. If we're talking about like the collective in the world, right? It's shaping. Something is shaping and changing for the better, might I add. Okay. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups being the heart of the soul of your country. You know, so it's like, this is allegedly, right? But it feels very much, and I wanted to do a government reading. I don't tend to do that. I usually let other readers do it, but once a year, I want to touch on the subject because I'm interested in it. I'm interested in where things lie there. But this is the heart of your city, your world, you know, your country here, wherever you are. And look, it's coming in with feminine energy again. Yeah. The Lady and the Lord. So we've got the Lover's card as well. So combined in together, we need to unite together to gain more of the heart of what this, you know, what our country is all about, what our world is all about, our ethics, our, you know, whatever way you want to put it. But I see in like, you know, governments coming together, but they're dispersed. But I do see a dispersing of old governments that is not holding true value to the people. Whether this is England or if this is the worldly, I don't know. I'm just chucking it out as I see it. Queen of what? See, a load of female energy. This is mental. So I think it's the year of women this year. Not saying men haven't got an equal right, an equal place, because of course they have. Everybody's got an equal place. We shouldn't be like, no one's better than anybody else. We're all, you know, strip everything away. You strip all the money away and the clothing and all that lot. We still work the same. We still bleed the same. There's no, you know, it's just, you know, ignorance of power. You know, just because you've got top of range stuff doesn't make you a good person, and it doesn't necessarily make you, you know, an idol or someone to look up to. You know, you've got to look at the ethics of like their you know, people's values. That's, and what is in the heart. That is what you look at, not what they've got, not what is, you know, you could, I mean, I've never been one for, like, keeping up with fashion and stuff. I like what I like, and that's why I've got a mixed bag of stuff, because I'm a bit random like that. But yeah, this is the future where this is leading to. Okay, we're going to pull more oracle cards. So what does the collective need to know right now? You know, so what does the collective need to know right now with the present of how they can engage in their life? What do we need to know? watering can, ask for help, sharing the burden, getting back into the community. It's communal again. I keep getting this in my readings. Communal, working together. I mean, I was born in the 70s, so we're looking back, like, as a child in the 80s, it was very neighborly. You know, can I borrow a bag of sugar? Or, you know, you invite your neighbors round, or Boxing Day, and we used to go around neighbors' houses, you know. So I remember that favorite parts of it, you know, where we'll be at the pub, and you know, and then we'll start heading back to the neighborhood, and it'd be an open house. They used to do pram races. Believe it or not, it used to be, I don't know if any of you remember these, but the UK, you know, in our little village, they used to do bed races, double beds, all through the village and stuff like that. You don't see any of that now. You don't see that communal. Everybody's got too fixated on their lives that it's not shared so much now. We've lost that community. I mean, going back when we had celebrations, you used to have street parties, you know. Some people still do it, you know. Our street now and again does do it, but you know, they haven't done it for a while, but they have done it. I've been here and they have done it. Like, you know, granted, I didn't go, but they did do it. But asking for help and sharing the burdens. So we need to cultivate that communal feel, and reaching out to communities as well to help fill our buckets. So next card. I'm getting a lot of activity in the top of my head as well. Moon cycles. So moon cycles is going to be a really important part of our year this year. So, and it's funny, I was saying about the top of my head, and then we've got the moon card coming out, you know, which is intuition. Yeah. So it's downloading. We're going to get downloads, dreams. So you're going to find that your intuition is going to be strong. So there's another form of awakening happening in the world, and people are going to be waking up more and being more intuitive, but it might come in dreams. I know it did with me. That was the start of it for me, was dream calling. And as this ironically is about my dream, this is, this is what happened, you know? So yeah. And you've probably seen a couple of my other videos where I've had dreams, you know? So it didn't happen all the time, but I know it is hard to work out what is what, but gradually you start to sort of get it. And I'm only just starting to connect it more in the last year. So my tip is writing it all down. Journaling. I do tarot journaling and stuff, you know, so, but I'll leave that for another time. But if you wanted to know, the fog. When we go through a period of awakening, sometimes we get stripped down. So we get stripped down to what? So we get grounded. Yeah. Well, I got grounded. I'm still grounded a lot of the time, but we get grounded. And the reasons for it is to take distractions away so you can be within your thoughts and you can gather it. But when we're going through that, oh my God, it's not great. It's not great. Everything's stripped down. You don't know who you are. You just lose yourself, because the old way of you and who you connect with and everything changes. Yeah. You lose a lot of people along the way, whether it's through arguments or it's just that you just can't do what you used to be able to do. You disengage, and it creates a big, massive fog, and it can leave you really unsettled, trust the process. That's what I'm going to say to you, is trust the upheaval, as you know, where that fog is leading, you know. Trust the light within you. You got to think we've got light here, yeah, which is the Carnelian, about creativity. Those are the periods of times where people will become creative and stuff, because you can't get into the physical areas, you know. So whatever mine come from ill health. It stripped me down. But to be honest, I couldn't lead the path that I was leading. It wasn't a good path I was on. You know, I was ignorant to a lot of things, although I was trying to learn, but I had not so good habits, which was detrimental for me, really, and my relationships. So here, this is like, you know, but when I was stripped away and I couldn't do anything, like go dancing, couldn't do anything, it was like a big, massive fog. And it was almost like I had to rebuild myself up. And, you know, last year was like a collapse for me. I had to, you know, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. But from that fog, because there will come solitude. Yeah. That is so funny. Snow. The winter months, Winter is usually representing where everything slows down. Well, your mind's got to slow down. Everything has got to slow down. When everything is stripped away, you've got nothing to go on. Your life is changed to slow down. So this is a time for resting, reflection, contemplating. Yeah, this is where it's leading you to. Yeah. That's when the shoots go up, and that's when the wiggly worms. I wish they had a worm card. I wonder if he's got a worm card in here. I'd be interested if there's a worm card in there. I'm gonna have a look in the book. See, but yeah, they're there. Then buds start forming. You start producing. Yeah, new beginnings and expansion. So from the crap, from all, like, you know, the filters and stuff, we start creating new people in our lives, new structures, new shoots, and we then start more coming into who we are as a collective, as you as individuals, as you with your family, or because you're looking out and reaching out to community that not necessarily you thought about before, where, you know, it's now powering you up, and it's helping and supporting you while you go through these transformations. Let me just move these cards up. Here. 2 more cards, and I think we're done. And I am going to look to see if they have got the worm card in. Just out of curiosity. Would it be funny if it come up? That'd be so cool, wouldn't it? I like that. I like the idea of that. Right. Potions. Oh God, I can't bloody read that word. Empowerment. Potions. We can start, when we create in that, we start getting the tools, getting our tools together, finding out what works for us, and we're finding that those potions, those things that we can make that solves our purpose of where we need to be, isn't it? Yeah. The seeds of new ideas, hopes, and open-mindedness. See, well, so I told you. So we're coming from the creativity to here. We're navigating. This is about you, soul seeker, you, and how you wanna. How the changes is happening. So if you're going through a real rough, foggy time at the moment, know that this is your quiet time where buds are developing, where you are getting more into the creative side of yourselves, yeah, and able to start making your magic. Yeah, and here, this is when the seed starts even more developing for the future. But I want to see, out of curiosity, if they've got worms. So just have, they got earth. Carnelian 93. I'm going to look at Carnelian 93. And then we'll look at Earth. Oh, hang on. What was that? I swear I seen an earthworm then. Earthworm. They have. Look at that. Oh my God, I got to try and find that. It hasn't come up, but. Right, hang on, guys. But we need to look at it, don't we? Because that was the old dream. See what it says. I haven't put, oh, there we are. Oh, and that weird, right? Because I got AI to do me a worm picture because obviously it was a dream. And he put a crystal. And look, there's a crystal. How weird is that? That's just super cool. Clarity and redemption. Right, okay, let's have a look. What can you do to help yourself when you feel overwhelmed? The humble earthworm breaks down organic materials and soil, serving an essential function of the health of plants. Without the earthworm work, the soil would be too heavy and lack the oxygen roots need to thrive. Additionally, the organic matter wouldn't be as well blended in the soil. The earthworm card reminds you that some essential work is happening under the surface in your life. Nature is bringing you closer to your goal. Is also suggesting that it's time to confront what troubles you. Consider breaking down big emotions in less intimate, small chunks that is easier to digest and understand. Confront what is troubling you. Now, so I've got here's a Carnelian here. So I know what it looks like. And I'm so dozy. I've got the Bible. So rather going on the card, I want to look at the healing properties of Carnelian. $94. Here are healing properties. Carnelian is full of life force and vitality. It stimulates the metabolism. Carnelian acts as the base chakra, influence the female reproductive organs, and increases fertility. This stone overcomes frigidity and impotence, heals lower back problems, rheumatoid arthritis, and depression, especially in those advanced years. It regulates body fluids and kidney. Carnelian Carnelian grounds and anchors you in the present reality, a stable stone with high energy. It's excellent for resource and vitality and motivation, and for stimulating creativity. It's useful for dramatic pursuits. Well, we are going through a dramatic time, aren't we, guys? Carnelian has the ability to cleanse other stones. Oh, I didn't know that. I always used amethyst, or I use selenite for it, or obsidian would be is another one that I tend to use. I didn't realise Carnelian do that. Yeah, I learn something new every day. Psychologically, Carnelian imparts an acceptance of the cycle of life and removes fear of death. If you think what we're going through is some form of death in the world, you know, so the change or transformation there, yeah. In the ancient times, it was used to protect the dead and their journey into the afterlife. It gives courage, promotes positive life choices, empath and motivates for success in business and other matters. Carnelian is useful for overcoming abuse of any kind. Okay. This stone helps you to trust yourself and your perception, gets to the bottom of what makes you tick. See, I get shocked all the time. And it overcomes negativity condition and encourages steady fasting. Mentally, Carnelian improves alephic ability and clarifies perception. It removes, I can't say that word, thoughts in meditation and tunes daydreamers. See? And everything reality is sharpens and concentrates. I need loads of that. And abuse, mental lethargic. I need that as well. Emotionally, this stone is powerful protector against envy, rage, and resentment. What we need to let go of, yeah. Yours or others, people, it calms anger and banishes emotional negativity, replacing it with love of life. Isn't that weird? So cool, but weird. Yeah, so that's Carnelian. There you go. I doubt if I remember all of this, but what that is, yeah, that's the actual crystal there. Wow, I am shocked, but I'm not surprised. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm going to drink my cup of tea in a minute. I don't know what to say to that. What do you think, guys? I mean, are you going through a transformation? Is this relating to, do you feel this is relating to you, or do you feel it's related to what the collective is going through? I mean, we'll have to wait and see, won't we, to see if there is going to be new governments coming up. Could be feminine governments as well, because there's a lot of female energy. But I did pick up in, I think it was January's readings. I was doing a lot to do with the hip hop and rap thing. I'm still doing parts of that now because it's just going in from one to another at the minute. And that brought up a lot. So, and I am honest, I wouldn't say I'm completely into hip hop and rap music. I wouldn't say it's not my least favorite, because I do like some of it. But it's not something I generally follow, in all honesty. I'm more of a rock chick. I like my rock music, and reggae and that. I like all that. Yeah, so I don't know what you think. Anyway, I think we're going to close down. I think I'm going to leave it as that. So I thank the divine for all the messages and insights received today. I can still feel it around my head. I am truly grateful for the guidance and everything who's joined this reading. As I now close the sacred space, I send forth healing and blessings to you, to the world, and to all beings. May we be all blessed. And you, guys, I think, the intuition card came up, the moon card. You might get strong purpose or meaning dreams that is for you and your message alone, and you could be downloading a load of stuff. Because my area is active as anything. And I said I'm doing a collective reading. It could be my guides that's coming through. I got to connect with them more, because I tend to just read the cards and just feel them around and not really focus on what they're trying to say to me. So I'm going to be doing practicing more of that, but that's going to be private. But anyway, thank you for joining. Sending you much love, and happy Sunday, everyone. Lots of love.